speed.
Let's go back post. Header's there! 1-1!
Mendez, go for the cross. What a goal! What a goal from Mendez.
Middle for it. There is the header there. Yes, and it's a goal. It's a goal for the police department.
You don't have to keep saying, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm not computer literate. We work to make sure that the only thing you'll have to say is, it works.
Mendez, go for the cross. What a goal! What a goal from Mendez.
Oh! XP! Go back.
Eddie Speed, baby. Serious, where is this game?
Back.
Nicholas Albrock pushing forward. Albrock playing it centrally. There's a shot. There's a goal. Brian Saramongo opens the scoring tonight for New York Greek Americans. Long ball over the top. Here comes Dawa. Dawa's seeing a lot of action here. He's now entering the 18 again. Dawa with a cross coming in, and it's in. That looked like an own goal off the head of Hermanis Atracap, who's currently down 32, so a win for them to put them in a tie for second. Header attempt, they score! Right, back to Obrock. Obrock crossing in, header, score! Playing it back for Fala, who distributes it to the left wing on the far side. Getting a cross in, free header, they score!
As this throw comes in, looking for Paulo Primavera. Dembele there, the shot comes in, saved! The rebound, put home! Doxa take the lead. An excellent team goal there by Doxa to 5 or 6. Here's Hoboken. Here's Mike Bello. Mike Bello against the world! Mike Bello! Oh my gosh! Mike Bello! He doesn't care where it's from. He only cares where it's going. And it goes right into the top corner.
That was like watching
The strike that Hoboken needed.
pack the bags and close the door. Don't drive away alone. I saw your face right in front of me, your warmest smile that I couldn't keep. But was it all a dream?
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining us tonight on New Logical Sports Plus. My name is David Einhorn, along with the immortal Patrick Murphy. We are here tonight to bring you tonight's match between Doxa and Lansdowne Yonkers. Players and referees are all set to go here. I'm going to give you the lineups very quick. For Doxa, it is a 4-3-3, starting with the goalkeeper number 19, Barnabas, number 4, Freddie Rosales, number 5, Rojan, number 15, Milarat, number 14, Chris Armis, number 8, James Greco, number 22, Navruz, number 13, Omar Torres, number 10, Murat Kalp, number 9, Duga Dambele, and number 20, Paulo Primavera. For Lansdowne Yonkers, it is sort of a 3-5-2 almost. We have number 99, Dan DeMarco, number 3, Pucci, number 4, Baladanzo, number 6, Leo Fola, number 5, Hubert Ferrer, number 8, Seamus Keogh, number 10, Daryl Kavanagh, number 11, Liam Walsh, number 13, Kyle Galloway, number 9, Ali Dawa, and number 14, Carlisle Smart. Both teams are going to be looking for all 3 points today. Lansdowne currently sits second place in the table, but that doesn't mean much because, Lansdowne sit second in the table. It is Doxa who are actually towards the bottom, still in 11th place, but that doesn't mean much because they always give a good fight. We're waiting here for Lansdowne to get started. And while we do, I would like to take this opportunity to say a big happy birthday to our producer, our key grip, our executive producer, our president, our co-president, our vice president, our treasurer, Patrick Murphy, the blood, sweat, and tears, the soul of New Logical Sports Plus. And as always, I thank him for the opportunity to be here alongside him tonight at Tibbetts Brook Park in Yonkers, New York. We're about ready to go. Underway from Tibbetts Brook Park in Yonkers, New York. Lansdowne are coming off a victory here just a couple of days ago on Sunday in the National Amateur Cup. That was over SC Vistula Garfield. You might have caught that one on our YouTube channel. For Doxa, you might have heard my voice calling the incredible goal that was played against them by Hoboken. Mike Bello against the world. But 270,000 views, I am told. But that was not the story for Doxa. That was a 1-1 draw in which they were up a man for a large portion of the game, but were unable to close it out. Here is Pucci bringing the ball forward. Small tug of the shirt there. And the ref is going to call that. Referees tonight. I would be remiss, as always, if I did not give a shout out to our referees. Our center ref, Gorhan. Our assistant referees, Eddie and Kyle. And our fourth official, Iggy, here tonight with us, ladies and gentlemen. We appreciate them. This ball played into the box for Lansdowne. It's going to be cleared away by Doxa. That's Kalp looking for Chris Armis, but it hits a Lansdowne player and falls to Ali Dawa, who lays it off, and it's cleared away. Kept alive by Lansdowne. Doxa were looking maybe for offside there. Ball played long and over the top. Kept alive by Yonkers here. Over by Pucci, looking for Kavanaugh. Getting to the byline and kept in, but this one's going to be called a goal kick. Well, I don't want to jinx anything, but the weather tonight is actually not as bad as it has been over the last couple of days here in the area. We've had rain, we've had gray skies, not exactly soccer weather. Picked up again by Lansdowne. Foul is going to be called against Doxa. Sounds like that might have been a high boot. Seems like it caught. Trying to see the number.
Humbert always gets a knock in this game.
It's Humbert Ferrer, the captain of Lansdowne Yonkers. That's number 5. Seems he's okay. Pulls up the socks, laces up the boots. So far it's looked like Lansdowne have been more aggressive, at least in the opening minutes here, as they look to set up this free kick. And some moving the ball, some gamesmanship here maybe. Waiting for the referee's whistle for this free kick. There we have it. Sends it long into the box, looking in the direction of Alidawa, but a foul is going to be called against Lansdowne. Game plan tonight for Yonkers was pretty clear. They feel that Doxa are going to try and push them out wide, and they do not want that to happen. Lansdowne is a team that likes to play narrow, likes to keep the lines together. That's why they play in this particular formation with 3 in the back. They really like to set the standard and the pace of play, and you're seeing that so far in the opening minutes here. This ball played forward. Nice little back heel there. And sent long in the direction of Alidawa. Barnabas comes out and clears, and it's still, again, picked up by Lansdowne on the second ball there. That's Chris Armas on the far side of the field, back to his keeper, Barnabas. Back to Armas, who finally clears, but Doxa still can't quite clear their lines up until now. Played across field to Freddie Rosales. Over to Milarat. Milarat with pressure coming, goes to James Greco. Greco to Rosales. Greco with a head on. And that one's going to be called in favor of Doxa. Seeing a lot of fouls in these early minutes here. Seems our center ref, Gorhan, is pretty clear on what's going to be called and what isn't, as that one is launched forward to nobody in particular. Not a problem for Dan DeMarco. This is Pucci slowly bringing the ball up forward. Now Baladanzo. Leo Fola looking in, but that one's picked up by James Greco and played forward by Kalp. Doxa here on the wing. Can they get anybody in? They cannot. And that's scooped up by Dan DeMarco. Lansdowne look to keep possession here. Pucci. Keogh. Played down the line here to Carlisle Smart. Back into the midfield. Leo Fola. Doxa just patiently waiting and making Lansdowne play these 1-2 passes. That one's cut out. Kalp with an excellent pass there outside of the boot, and now played forward for Dambele. You'll have to forgive me, folks. It seems Duga Dambele is wearing number 7, not number 9, as I had said. At least I don't have to guess between 6 and 9 this time, so there's that. Fola into the midfield for Ferrer. Both these teams really biding their time when they have the ball in the back line, looking for how they can play through. Kalp takes possession here for Doxa. Back to Rorden. Forgive me, I've definitely been getting that one wrong the last couple of weeks. Rorden. This one played forward for Lansdowne on the edge of the area, and it's going to go out for a corner. Yeah. Corner comes in quickly and cleared off the line. Believe that was Freddie Rosales that cleared it off the line. That one's going to be called for offside. And in the time it took for me to pick up my pen and mark down a name, an excellent clearance by Doxa. Well, early signs of trouble here. An all-out blitz of pressure by Doxa there. This one's going to be called offside. Leo Fola to Baladenso to Ferrer. Over to Oki, now Baladenso again. Leo Fola searching and probing. Doxa really looking to keep the game in front of them. They don't want to let Lansdowne have the space or the area to operate. And that goes right into the message that we heard from Lansdowne's coach. They want to keep the lines close. They want to play centrally. They don't necessarily want to be in these wide areas that you're seeing them in now, out wide, having to put crosses in from there. It is very narrow, very central, very attacking minded. For Doxa, it's actually not necessarily quite the opposite, but they know that they're in 11th place. They know that they need a win. And the words from their coach were very simple. Go for it. They have nothing to lose. They got everything to gain. They want to come out and make it difficult for this Lansdowne team. Though they do have a great respect for them. They recognize that they're National Amateur Cup champions and that they are setting a standard for the APSL and for APSL teams to look up to. But that does not necessarily mean that they're going to make it easy for them tonight, as this one is played across the field looking for Ali Dawa. And this one goes out of play for Lansdowne. Baladanzo. Ferrer. Leo Fola passing and probing and moving as this Lansdowne team. They are a very well-organized machine as Daryl Kavanagh picks up the ball out wide. Excellent move to cut back, and he goes for goal, but it's just wide. Not sure if that was a cross looking for Ali Dawa or if that was a shot trying to replicate Declan Rice this past midweek. But either way, it just doesn't come off for him. This is Barabas to get us back underway. That one up to no one in particular, but Kalp is going to chase for Doxa. And Lansdowne can restart here with Danny DeMarco. I believe that's Pucci out wide. Played into Ferrer. Ferrer looked like he was caught there on the end by Kalp. And that's referee Gorhan just letting them know you can't do that. Cannot do that in this game. No cards yet. This one picked up by Doxa, and that one's going to be called too. Well, we're not quite keeping track of how many fouls we've had, but if you're keeping count at home, I'm sure there's been quite a few already for both sides. Milarat. This one's picked up by Ali Dawa, who goes long, and he scores! A home run ball from Ali Dawa. And it is 1-0 to Lansdowne Yonkers in the blink of an eye, sending it over everybody. Bangers only in these Doxa matches. And New Logical Sports Plus is able to fulfill their promise of bangers only. You get what you paid for. There it is. Ali Dawa picked up the ball. Picked up the ball, knew exactly what he wanted to do, and sent it over everybody. Barabas had nothing to do but look up like a center fielder, watching a home run ball sail over him. Now where did Doxa go from here? Here's Kavanagh. Excellent turn there by Carlisle Smart. Now brought forward by Doxa, looking out wide on the left for Dembele, called offside. Milarat, number 15 for Doxa, just trying to encourage his team. They haven't had a lot of the ball. It's safe to say that it's been all Lansdowne thus far. This one played forward and offside again. Just an excellent line that's being played by Lansdowne. That back three is really working hard, but a loose ball is picked up there by Dembele. Played out wide to Kalp. He's immediately tracked down by two Lansdowne players. Played it in the middle. Believe that's Armas. And taken away by Lansdowne on the other side. Lansdowne are able to work their way out of trouble and possess. This is Ferrer. Dembele's going to give chase. Ferrer again, looking to build up for Lansdowne. All the way through to Ali Dawa, who passes back to Keogh. And now Doxa has possession again. Ball goes out of play in favor of Lansdowne. Dawa picked up by Doxa and played to safety, albeit with a foul called. Yet to see a card here in this match. As we enter the 18th minute of play here. Laid forward by Rodon. Picked up on the far side here by Doxa, played it in the box, but could not quite see who went to ground there for Doxa. That one is played out and away. And picked up again. Going the other way is Ali Dawa. Lansdowne had an advantage if they could work it the right way. Trying to find Kavanagh, but it's going to be played back to Rosales. Well, I'm not quite sure who went to ground for Doxa there. Or excuse me, who went to ground for Lansdowne in the Doxa box. But they sure made a good opportunity, a difficult one for Doxa to come back and get a goal there. On the far side, this is Lansdowne coming forward. And Rodon able to make a great tackle there, stop their momentum. Played away by Rodon, picked up by Kalp. Kalp trying to take on as much of that Lansdowne midfield as he can. Recovered by Doxa. Played forward, but cut out by Baladenso. Lansdowne to get us started again. On that far side, believe that's Kavanagh playing forward. And here's Lansdowne again in these wide positions that we were talking about that they don't necessarily want to be in, but this one's played forward and into the box. A slight touch. Couldn't quite see who that was for, but it's going to be a goal kick. Lansdowne player went over. It was a little too far for me to see who exactly it was. I believe it might have been Kyle Galloway if we're going by positions. And he did go over, but there was nothing called. Barabas. Barabas sending everybody up. And not exactly the ball he might have been looking for, and it's picked up by Lansdowne right away. Dembele tried to be cute and lay it off there, but nobody in the area. Here's Ferrer. Out wide to Smart. That's blocked well. And it's Ferrer again in the midfield for Lansdowne. Fola. Fola to Baladanso. Danso to Pucci. Played down the line for Kavanagh. Kavanagh with a shot. And that one sails wide. I should take this time to apologize to Daryl Kavanagh here now publicly. On a previous broadcast, I referred to him as Chris Kavanagh for reasons that are a little complicated. But Chris Kavanagh, ladies and gentlemen, is an English Premier League referee. Daryl Kavanagh is not. Daryl is a Lansdowne Yonkers player, and I definitely owe him a drink.
He's a legend in the League of Ireland. He played in the All-Star game against Chelsea.
He's a League of Ireland legend, and I did not give him the respect that he deserved, as this one is played, Lansdowne almost playing themselves into their own corner here. Good turn by good turn by Freddie Rosales there, excuse me. Lansdowne are able to recover. This is Pucci bringing the ball forward. Excellent turn there in the midfield by Lansdowne. Calls for handball, but as much as the crowd want it, the referee's not having it. Picked up by Kalp now, out wide and played out by Leo Fola. Well, that's Daryl Kavanagh, the aforementioned League of Ireland legend, who's just letting the referee know how he feels about that no call. Hard to say one way or another from here. I'm going to leave the refereeing to the professionals. But here's Doxa coming forward in the meantime. Riding a challenge and playing it out wide to Marek Kalp. Kalp has the ball taken right off of his toe, and it's offside again for Doxa. And give credit to the defense here for Lansdowne, really keeping that front three of Kalp, Dembele, and Paulo Primavera in check. Doxa look like they are going to come out with a press, maybe try to force an error here from Lansdowne. Here's Baladanso, nobody pressing yet. Dembele looking at him, waiting for him to make a move. Danso goes to Pucci, now Ferrer. Kalp on his shoulder. Kavanagh comes. Now back out to Leo Fola. Fola to Ferrer. Ferrer riding a challenge all the way down to the ground, and he'll be called for the foul there. Looks like it's going to be Ferrer. Or no, excuse me, Fola to take this free kick. Played out wide for Lansdowne. Excellent move to get the cross away. And is that handball going to be called? No. And now going the other way. Here's Dembele against all of the Yonkers defense. Dembele is unable to do it alone. And a foul is going to be called, or a corner called, excuse me, for Doxa. Well, that might have been Doxa's best opportunity yet, albeit it was Duga Dembele against all of that Yonkers defense. Looked like traffic on McLean Avenue. But Doxa do have a corner here. Looks like they're going back post as this one loops in. Lansdowne player fell down but is told to get up. And the slide in from Doxa. Unable to keep the ball in play, and it'll go to Lansdowne. See if Lansdowne can play out of this quickly. Excellent through ball in the direction of Carlisle Smart, and he's on his own. If he could figure this out, he's got Ali Dawa in the middle. But Barnabas comes and collects. See if the game opens up a little bit now. Seems like both teams have a fire that's been lit under them. Here's Dembele coming the other way. He's got Kalp out wide in the middle if he could find him. Working on Baladanso. Let's help come arrive. But that's cut out by Lansdowne. Believe was Daryl Kavanagh. Or no, excuse me. Couldn't quite see who that was on the other side of the pitch there. Here's Carlisle Smart. Ferrer. Daryl Kavanagh. Played long for Kyle Galloway. Galloway out wide. Doing an excellent job of getting into these positions, but Lansdowne needs to start finishing them as that one is caught by Barnabas. Doxa gets started with Milarat. Milarat all the way over to Duga Dembele. Touch was just a little too heavy. And Baladanso was able to come in. Can be a throw in favor of Doxa and Freddie Rosales to get them started. Muellerat back over to Rodon. Rodon looking for options, goes with the long ball over to Kalp. Cut out by Lansdowne. Carlisle Smart picks it up. Played back through the midfield towards Kavanagh. That's Ali Dawa coming in, but Rodon cuts it out. Nice little backheel move there from Smart. Well, Lansdowne Yonkers in a familiar position, holding the ball defensively and looking for a way through. Here they are out wide again. Lansdowne have done an excellent job of keeping possession, winning second balls. And when they have the ball in defense like this and are looking at all the Doxa players in front of them, it's almost like a child trying to figure out where a puzzle piece goes somewhere in the mess and chaos of all the unorganized pieces. Murat Kalp for Doxa, able to get away from Carlisle Smart, brings the ball forward. Danso comes in but is unable to make the challenge. Out wide now for Doxa. Doxa with a 1-2 on the edge of the area. That shot is blocked and will go out for a throw-in. Well, Doxa with a little bit more possession than the first couple of minutes when they gave up the goal. If you are just joining us, we should be in the 30th minute here. Score is currently Lansdowne Yonkers 1 as that one is cut out. Lansdowne Yonkers 1, Doxa 0. Ali Dawa looking to hold up here. Nice little 1-2 there from Lansdowne. But that pass is intercepted by Doxa. Play back forward on the right side. Doesn't look like it. Doesn't look like those two players were on the same page. Danny DeMarco. Kalp was lurking. Dembele's lurking. All of Doxa is lurking. They want this goal. Carlisle Smart and Freddie Rosales battle. Danso hits the deck, but nothing's called, or excuse me, advantage is called. And here's Lansdowne going the other way. Kavanagh tried to play in Kyle Galway, but Barabas comes through for Doxa. Now on the other side, Freddie Rosales down the line here. Intercepted and then nearly picked up again by Dembele. He's on the ball now. And if he could find help, going out wide now. Kalp is at the back post. Towards the direction of Kalp, but cut out by Danso. Lansdowne coming the other way with Carlisle Smart. Played in the middle towards Ali Dawa. Headed away by Chris Armas. Well, there's a lot more action from both sides at this point. A little bit more end-to-end as we approach the second half. Played into the midfield. That's a dangerous ball. Barabas happy to have that one back. This one played down the line and did not hit the camera. Don't worry. Master expert Pat knows exactly where to put this thing so it doesn't get hit. He would have headed it. Here's Leo Fola. Over to Danso. Bala Danso on the ball. Dembele lurking. nobody would like a goal as much as Duga Dembele, who is actually just became a father a few days ago. Now the father of a young baby boy. Yes, congratulations to him from us. I'm sure there's nobody else who would like to have a particular celebration than him. Yeah, right? He's probably got something planned, just in case. Lansdowne playing the press here. This one down the line for Freddie Rosales. Did it go out? It did. Well, Freddie Rosales running with a full head of steam there, doing his best to keep the ball in play, but his touch just got away from him and crossed over. That one nearly intercepted. Nope, but it's going to be called in favor of Lansdowne. That was James Greco that came flying in. Here's Pucci, and here's this familiar position for Lansdowne. Oh no, intercepted. Intercepted here in the midfield by Doxa. Can they make something of it? Here's Dembele out wide on the edge of the area, looking for options. He's got Calp, he's got Greco. He's going to take it himself, and it's blocked. Played back out, kept alive by Doxa. Out wide, here comes the cross in. It's Calp, and it's wide. Not quite sure if he got a touch on that, but it is out for a throw-in favor of Lansdowne. We're going to get a favorable pause here for Lansdowne, or excuse me, for Doxa. Lansdowne will get us started again. Here's Carlisle Smart laying it off. Intercepted. And, ooh, who did that one come off of? Well, they're saying it's Lansdowne's ball. Really looked like it hit both players, and I couldn't even see who it came off of last. Here's Fola playing it into Smart. He's got Rosales on him. Intercepted again here by Doxa. Laid out for Kalp. Kalp looking long. Looks like he's going to take it himself. Not quite sure if that was meant to be a pass or a cross, but it works out for Doxa. Here they are on that right side, that far side again. Cross comes in, looking for Kalp. Headed back for Dembele, and he sends it over. Well, Doxa looking a little bit stronger now in that midfield, able to at least get a few interceptions, string a couple of passes together as we wind down towards halftime. Lansdowne with just the 1-goal lead. And that one goal coming in a way that really just surprised, just a total ambush by Lansdowne on that Doxa defense. Kavanaugh on the far side. Second ball picked up by Lansdowne here. Driving in and playing the ball across to Carlisle Smart, but Barabas comes and clears it out. Waiting to get us back underway here. That one's going to be called in favor of Lansdowne, and, well, it was taken away by Doxa for a moment there, and nobody from the home crowd likes that. Well, let's see if we could have a proper restart this time. That one's cut out by Freddie Rosales, but Now it's Doxa coming the other way with Kalp. Is he going to be... It's offside again for Doxa. And that's been a real thorn in their side, are these offside calls that they're getting. Baladenso to get us started again. Turn in midfield here from Lansdowne. Over to Leo Fola. Back to Ferrer. Ferrer waltzing his way through the midfield. Now played over for Ali Dawa, but Barabas comes and claims and takes Ali Dawa out in the process. Sent down the line here by Doxa. They've got a 1-on-2 if they can find it. Here's Dembele. Dembele with his back to goal. Dembele looking for options, but that one's taken away from him. He's got to go find it again on the far side. Edge of the area, now played in, but straight into a Lansdowne defender. And a foul is called. Here's Lansdowne again. Can they get one more before halftime? Lansdowne did beat Doxa 3-0 in the season opener. Here's Kavanagh forward. It's Kavanagh just wide. Well, Daryl Kavanagh was on his own there. Did an excellent job to get himself in a good position to take that shot, but he just barely put that one wide. Barabas was left in no man's land along with the rest of the Doxa defense. Millerat once again urging his team to keep it up for Doxa, and here he is sending that one into the air. Second ball, third ball at this point. Finally taken away by Dembele, but cut out by Pucci. Dembele is able to sneak it away again. Tried to leave it there for Paulo Primavera, but didn't quite reach him. Now here's Kalp. Kalp able to get the shot away, but I believe there was either a foul called or it was offside again. Either way, it's not going to count. Well, one of the best parts of being able to commentate for Lansdowne games is that there's always a lively crowd, and tonight is no exception. The Lansdowne Ultras. I mean that with all sincerity. It is great to see people come to these APSL games to be invested in their team. Pat Murphy has his own thoughts, of course, as this one's played to Kalp out wide. Edge of the area. Kalp cutting in, looking for Dembele. Shot is blocked, and Lansdowne can come the other way. They've got Ali Dawa out wide, but they just missed playing him in. Lansdowne on the far side, skating through and riding a challenge into midfield. Here's Ferrer. Ferrer almost standing on the ball, basically. Ferrer into Walsh, over to Smart. Smart out wide. Here comes his cross. It's over everybody. Picked up by Galloway, edge of the area. Galloway, can he try a shot? Comes out to Ferrer. Ferrer scoops the ball over, and that's going to be offside for Lansdowne. Doxa with a taste of Lansdowne's own medicine there. Barabas sends everyone long. Second ball picked up by Doxa. Kalp, who has had a few more touches, a few more opportunities out wide. Plays over to James Greco. Greco cross was blocked. That's going to be a corner for Doxa. And Daryl Kavanagh, it's like he's at the doctor's office, just pointing to where it hurts. Right bleeping there. He just wants to show him. I guess he thinks the ref has a stethoscope. Could not imagine being a doctor and a referee, by the way. God bless whoever wants both of those professions.
He's like our BWP.
Yeah.
Actually, no, we had our BWP. He's like our Amato Guevara. I don't know.
This is Primavera and Kalp standing over this one. They've got Dambele in the middle. Rodon to aim for. It's going to be Kalp. It's going to be a shot and saved. Excellent save by Danny DeMarco. And another corner now for Doxa. Doxa looking to put the pressure on before halftime here. Corner comes in, back post, headed away from Dambele. You can see his eyes lighting up from here. Throw-in is going to be for Doxa. We want to go quickly here. Looks like we're going to get the long throw. We're getting the long throw, the warm-up throws. Here it comes. Played into the box, headed up. Missed kick by Ali Dawa. Still kept alive by Doxa, but they have to go back. It's Chris Armas that sends it forward. Kalp. Played away by Bala Danzo.
No ball boys tonight. Oh, no, there is one.
Waiting for another ball here. I think we've sent the rest of them over. We do have a ball boy here tonight, though, so it'll be their job to sift through the woods. This one's played in for Rosales. Played on the edge of the area towards Dambele, but it doesn't find him. Now here's Lansdowne the other way. Galloway, can he find Smart charging through? Played in for Ali Dawa, but he's not going to get there. It's Barabas. And that is going to be halftime, ladies and gentlemen. Our score for you, Lansdowne Yonkers 1, Doxa 0. Come back and join us for the second half in just a few minutes. This is New Logical Sports Plus. Thank you for joining us.
Touch on it. And it's a goal! It's a goal for Westmead!
Does go back post. Header's there! 1-1!
Mendez, go for the cross! What a goal! What a goal from Mendez!
Middle for it, there is the header there. Yes, and it's a goal! It's a goal for the police department!
You don't have to keep saying, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm not computer literate. We work to make sure that the only thing you'll have to say is, it works. Mendez, go for the cross! What a goal! What a goal from Mendez!
Oh! XP! Go back!
Eddie Speed, baby. Goodness, are you serious? Where is this game?
Nicholas Albarak pushing forward. Albarak playing essentially. There's a shot. There's a goal. Brian Saramongo opens the scoring tonight for New York Greek Americans. Long ball over the top. Here comes Dalwa. Dalwa's seeing a lot of action here. He's now entering the 18 again. Dalwa with a cross coming in, and it's in. That looked like an own goal off the head of Hermanis Atracap, who's currently down 32, so a win for them to put them in a tie for second. Header attempt, they score! Right, back to Obrock. Obrock crossing in, header, score! Playing it back for Fala, who distributes it to the left wing on the far side. Getting a cross in, free header, they score!
As this throw comes in, looking for Paulo Primavera. Dembele there, the shot comes in, saved! The rebound, put home! Doxa take the lead. An excellent team goal there by Doxa to 5 or 6. Here's Hoboken. Here's Mike Bello. Mike Bello gets the world! Mike Bello! Oh my gosh! Mike Bello! He doesn't care where it's from. He only cares where it's going. And it goes right into the top corner.
It was like watching
The strike that Hoboken needed.
bags and close the door. Don't drive away alone. I saw your face right in front of me. Your warm smile that I couldn't keep. But was it all a dream?
Welcome back to the second half of action here at Tibbetsbrook Park in Lansdowne, in Yonkers, New York, where the current scoreline is Lansdowne Yonkers 1, Doxa 0. We had an excellent goal, as you know. It's bangers only here at New Logical Sports Plus. And Ali Dawa made good on that promise in the 13th minute with, I don't know, an Aaron Judge, a Pete Alonso type chip that went over everybody and landed right in the back of the net. He certainly brought his guacamole for that chip. And yes, I have been saving that. But we are back, ready to get started for the second half of action. No changes for either team at halftime. No yellow cards to remind you of. No subs to report. Just the same game plan from both teams. For Doxa, we got to go for it. We got nothing to lose. That's the sign, or that's the message rather, from Coach Paul. And for Lansdowne and Coach Matt, it's simple. We have the lead, we need to maintain it, and we need to do better. Which one of these two teams is going to come out on top? Only one way to find out. That is to stay with us here at New Logical Sports Plus. Here's Pucci coming forward with the ball for Lansdowne to Ferrer. Picked up by Dembele. and comfortably saved by Dan DeMarco. Well, two quick things I want to point out. As fans of the APSL will know, your jersey number is not always the same jersey number. We had number 20, Paulo Primavera is actually wearing number 26 tonight, and number 13, Omar Torres, is actually number 12. Those were not on my notes. And here is Doxa bring the ball away. That one is sent all the way out wide by Dambele. Can the return cross find him? Not quite. Cleared away by Lansdowne. Second ball falls to Doxa. Here's Milarat over to Rodon. Rodon looking for help. Plays through that first line of defense. The ricochet favors Doxa. That's played in for Kalp and guided away to safety by Lansdowne. Well, you heard me say at the beginning of the first half that the game plan for Lansdowne was to try and play as narrow as possible, to not be forced into these wide positions that they are at times having to go down. Credit the Doxa defense for that. There's a push there on Daryl Kavanagh. He might need a second to get up. Daryl saw plenty of action in the first half. Here's Galloway, offside for Lansdowne. But as I was saying, Lansdowne have been pushed into these wide channels that they don't necessarily want to play in. They want to remain narrow, they want to remain attacking minded. But Doxa have really grown into this game. So give them lots of credit. Manager Paul Graffis, the man who said, "I would rather lose with family than win with strangers," making it clear they've got nothing to lose. They need to go for it. Doxa's still in 11th place, but they always give you a tough game. And as you know from New Logical Sports Bangers Only, we could probably expect some more miraculous things in the second half.
So yeah, you get relegated if you finish the season in last place, but if you go to second last place, you face the risk of a relegation playoff if more than one feeder league team wants to promote.
Doxa are currently in 11th place, which means that they would potentially have a relegation playoff. Obviously not ideal for them and their coach. They've experienced a lot of turnover and a lot of changes this year, but as you heard me say, this is a coach that really values family, really values getting to know his guys, giving them opportunities. And it's clear that once things start to click and they play more with each other, they're going to have a great team going forward. Nobody exemplified that more than a conversation I had with Robert Cabrera before the game. Cabrera starting from the bench today, but has featured a lot for Doxa recently. That one goes out for a throw into Lansdowne. He's been with the team for 6 years, and he says it is a family. He says Coach Paul Graffis is very passionate, which can be difficult at times, but Robert likes the challenge. This one goes out again for a Doxa throw-in. Are we going to get the long throw here from Chris Armas? Chris almost with the long throw, does make it into the area. That one's going to be cleared away. Sent down the line, only as far as Kalp. And kept alive for Doxa here. Here's Navruz over to Rodon. Alidawa lurking. Here's Greco going long. And it's over everybody. Paulo Primavera is going to give chase. But that one's got it out of play. So Robert Cabrera was very clear. He said playing for Coach Paul Graffis is very, very challenging, but very rewarding as well. He's a very passionate coach. He's a father figure to a lot of these guys. And he's been with the team for 6 years. I asked Robert what he felt the team would have to do correctly, would have to do right, I should say, to get all 3 points tonight. And he said it's easy. Score. Always a good piece of advice when you're at any sporting event. Score more points than the other team. That one's got it out of play by Doxa. A lot more possession here for Doxa in the opening minutes of the second half. That one on the far side goes out for Doxa throw. Here's Navruz taken out. Taken out there by a Lansdowne player. That one in the direction of Paulo Primavera. Chris Armas is going to get on this one. He's got Paulo out wide. Ricochet comes back to him, and now Primavera's on the ball. He's out to Rodon. Milarat with Chris Kavanagh chasing him. Played long. Oh, I said Chris Kavanagh. Oh, no. I owe him another beer. Thank you. To the... What?
You owe him a Guinness Zero.
I owe him a Guinness Zero. Well, we can share one together. Daryl Kavanagh. Something about Chris Kavanagh just rolls off the tongue. I hope that the English referee, Chris Kavanagh, is tuning in and hearing how much I'm thinking about him, living rent-free in my head. And that one nearly sailed over the head of Kyle Galloway, but he's able to keep it in. Here's Omar Torres for Doxa. Played forward by Milarat. Kalp to give chase. Believe that was was that Keogh for Lansdowne? Either way, it's picked up here. Shot comes in and it scores. Doxa answer back. Doxa come up with the answer that they need. And bangers only here at New Logical Sports Plus. Did you happen to catch who that was, Pat? About to find out? All right. Well, Lansdowne find themselves level at 1 here in the 55th minute. We're checking the replay to make sure we have the right goal scorer. A yellow card was also issued just then. Hard to tell. On the left side for Doxa there. We'll have to find out. We'll get it to you as soon as we can. What's that? All right, let's take a look at the replay here. This one's played in, brought down, and immediately a yellow card comes out. Well, that was a very promising opportunity for Lansdowne. And the Doxa defender, we're going to look to see who immediately booked.
So it's like one of those where you have to slide it back, the timeline.
Waiting for this free kick to be taken. And I'm trying to figure out if I could get the name and number of the goal scorer there.
I guess you just gotta see who celebrate.
We're waiting for the Lansdowne free kick to be taken.
Looking to be the next Declan Rice.
Not entirely sure. I almost want to say it's Murat Kalp, only because he does play on that side. But in the meantime, here comes the free kick from Lansdowne. That sails over the net. No Declan Rice today from Lansdowne Yonkers. Although, you know what? We really shouldn't speak too soon, frankly. Right? We've established this narrative that we only have bangers here. So, who had the goal? Murat? Okay. Well, there you go. Murat Kalp had the goal. Nothing like being able to talk to a player while you're on the sideline just to confirm who got the goal. It was Murat Kalp, and that's kind of what I was thinking looking at the replay. This one brought down nicely by Doxa. Shot comes in and just sails over. And I'll say it again, we should not speak too soon here, Pat. Anything can happen in this game, and we've established that we are a bangers-only network, so don't go anywhere, those of you watching at home.
But literally, like every goal scored has been like a.
Yeah, every goal scored the last few games has been a worldie. Here's Lansdowne coming forward again. Played up on that far side, now cleared away by Milarat. Kept in by Dembele, who is giving chase. Dembele, the new father. Congratulations again to him. This one's intercepted by Doxa and then cut out by Kavanagh. Kavanagh tried to give chase. Kavanagh has been very vocal for his team this entire game so far. This is Ferreira, excuse me. Playing the crossfield ball into Ali Dawa and saved by Barabbas. What was that, Pat? Pat is over here making biblical references. And that was a save of epic proportions, I will say. Ali Dawa just needed to take his big toe and lift that one over Barabbas, and he would have had it. Ooh, excellent play there. The Meg from Lansdowne. Calls for the keeper. Barabbas comes out. Is able to slow down Liam Walsh from getting on the end of that one. Comes Ali Dawa to rush in. Definitely put Barabbas off, as that kick was not where it was meant to be. Ferrer picks up the ball in midfield. Kavanagh sends it long. Here comes Lansdowne into the box. Here's Carlisle Smartin on the end of it. 2-1 to Lansdowne Yonkers. An excellent ball played forward. Sent right into the box and finished home from close range.
What a great away atmosphere.
And I would say that was definitely Carlisle Smart that put the ball in.
No, that was Kyle Galloway.
Kyle Galloway that finished it.
Yeah, Kyle Galloway finished it.
2-1 now, and do Doxa have another answer? As we cross into the 61st minute. We're gonna see Liam Walsh substituted out. That's James Boot coming in, James number 22. Get the feeling we're gonna start seeing a lot of subs from both teams. Here's Ali Dawa getting on the end of this. Ali Dawa with the speed, but Barbas cuts it out. Boy, Ali Dawa like a shark in blood-infested waters. This one sent long. Barbas has had some kicks go better than others. Here's Dembele down the wing, looking for help now. Sends it in the middle for Greco. Back out wide. Here's Dembele looking for space to shoot, but that one is knocked out wide for a corner. Well, not sure that that would have had the bend on it that Dembele would have wanted. But here at Bangers Only Sports Plus, anything is certainly possible. We could count the team goal for Lansdowne as a banger too, right, Pat? As the corner comes in, defended well by Lansdowne, and it's another corner for Doxa. Waiting for Doxa. In the meantime, it looks like they're preparing two subs. Doxa. It is Robert Cabrera, I believe, that's standing on the edge of the areas. This one comes out wide to the byline. A slight miss kick. And Doxa thought that was out, but it's still in. Here's Freddie Rosales. Sends it right back into the mixer. Over everybody and cleared away by Lansdowne. Only as far as Rodon. Here's Dembele looking for space, trying to turn. And that went safely into the arms of Dan DeMarco. Well, the air in this game has changed suddenly from a 1-0 advantage to Lansdowne. We were at 1-1 and now 2-1 to Lansdowne as Paulo Primavera picks this one up. Paulo looking for help. Here's Navruz. Going out wide for Chris Armis. Chris, touch might have been a little bit heavy there, but he's able to save it. Second ball, won back by Lansdowne. Played all the way to Ali Dawa. Picked up again by Chris Armis. Plays over for James Greco. Greco over to Rosales, but there's a foul called in favor of Doxa. And you could just feel the energy between these two teams. There was a lot of open back and forth play in the first half, but now there's really a fire under both sides. That one played all the way forward. Don't think, not sure if that was to anyone in particular. Paulo Primavera was in the area. Now here's Paulo on the other side, playing against Pucci. Pucci trying to clear. One came off a Doxa player and is left. Now it's Chris Armis with the second ball. Playing forward for James Greco. All the way out wide. Here comes the ball in. Does it find Dembele? A great save by Dan DeMarco. Well, DeMarco had to get to that one quickly. It did look like it was rising. And we are going to get two subs here. It is Chris Armis who is coming off. It's the left back. And it's Robert Cabrera who's coming on, and we'll get the other player for you. Cabrera for James Greco, I believe. He's walking behind the goal there. As Doxa await this corner, sent in low, misses everybody, and cleared away by Lansdowne, but only as far as Rosales, who lets fly right into the arms of Dan DeMarco. Boy, well, when that came out to Freddie Rosales, anything was possible. We saw him hit one from just about there a few weeks ago. This one played forward. Here's Cabrera's first touch is defending against Ali Dawa. Ali sticks a leg out but isn't able to connect on that pass. Omar Torres. Rodon. Out wide now for Doxa. Throw in, hits a Lansdowne player. And is that going to be a card? It is. I believe that is... Who'd you say? Oh, it's hoodie time. It is hoodie time for our executive producer. I'm looking for the yellow card there that was just issued to a Lansdowne player. Thinking it might have been Galloway, the goal scorer. Referee looking to get us back underway. Ali Dawa giving chase. Here's Robert Cabrera. Falls down for a minute there, but recovers nicely. Now over to Paulo Primavera. Played down the line for Dembele. Excellent job to bring the ball down there. He's got Paulo outside of him, but he's going to go long. And that one not quite held on by Dan DeMarco, and it's going to go out for a corner. Well, Joey, not sure on Joey's last name, but Joey, number 20, has come in place of Chris Armis. This one is launched into the air. And it's going to be a corner to the dismay of Lansdowne. We're not happy about the call. Here's the ensuing corner for Doxa. Played in at the near post towards Dembele, and now brought out by Lansdowne. Played all the way to the line. Now up, was that offside? It is. Carlisle Smart called offside. And all of Yonkers has an opinion on this offside call. We got another sub here. Can you see who that is, Pat? That is double substitution, I should say. Well, we're going to find out the names and numbers in just a second. I believe that is number 21, Lucas Haka, that came in. Barba sends that long. Lucas Haka playing up through the middle. Ball nearly found its way to him. It's cleared away by Rodon. Well, funny story, this is technically an away game for Lansdowne, despite all of the very obvious home support. This game was rescheduled as the corner comes in from Lansdowne here to the back post, headed away by Doxa. Whipped into the back post as they find a head just wide. Believe that was Danso. Well, as I was saying, this game was actually supposed to be a Doxa home game, but their home ground was unavailable. So Lansdowne offered their home ground so that the match could be played tonight. And so technically what you're seeing is a Doxa home game where there are more away fans, technically, but only the best kind of technically. That one is called for a foul. Well, I would say if this were actually an away section, it would rival that of some MLS teams. We got a lot of away fans in APSL, Pat? Lansdowne and Pan Cyprians have the best ones. Somehow that's not surprising to me as this ball is played into the box. Cut out there by Primavera. Picked up by Kalp. Here's Dembele. Doxa apparently do have good away support during the playoffs. I'm told by our executive producer. Here's Paulo Primavera looking to play in. Joey. Over and out wide of Navruz. Navruz on the far side. He's got help over there from Rosales, and it's a throw-in for Doxa. Just under 20 minutes left to go here in this one, as this one is sent towards Dembele, headed away by Danso. Picked up by Lansdowne on the edge of the area, but they can't quite clear their lines. Here's Robert Cabrera. I believe that's Culp on the far side. It is. Finds his way to him, but he doesn't have the space to take the shot. Here's Rodon. Ali Dawa giving chase. Barbas out to Cabrera. Ali Dawa and Cabrera battling it out. On the near side here, Rodon. Doxa doing a much better job here, but they lose possession. Lansdowne looking to make something of this. One more goal might be enough to seal 3 points for them and keep them up top with the race with Pan Cyprian Freedoms. There's Kyle Galloway working on Cabrera, the step over to get out wide. Cabrera not giving up that easily. Ferrer played in. Ali Dawa, can he get the shot away? Excellent challenge from Doxa there. And now played all the way up the line for Paulo Primavera, working on Danso. Safely got it back to Dan DeMarco. Played back into the midfield. That's Milorat. Milorat to Barbas. Now Cabrera, sending him wide. Cut out by Pucci. Galloway. Can he find Pucci again? He's got Pucci out wide. Galloway drives in. Galloway looking for the shot, but he scuffs it well wide. And this is your daily reminder that the New York Jets need a kicker. Well, 3 points in the NFL, no points here. But a great effort by Kyle Galloway. Driving in forward and doing his best to get the shot away and keep up the bangers only status that New Logical Sports Plus has earned. Have we earned it? We've earned it. Pat says we've earned it. Played up the line here. That's Omar Torres and Baladenso once again. Excellent work to shepherd the ball back to Dan DeMarco. Brought down nicely by Doxa. Milorat is going to have that one bounce off of a Lansdowne player and go out for a throw. Here's Milorat on the ball again, looking long. Ooh, Primavera with the flick, but didn't come off the way he wanted. Dan DeMarco waiting patiently. Now picks up the ball. Less than 15 minutes for Doxa to find an answer or Lansdowne to seal it. Score, if you're just joining us, is 2-1 in favor of Lansdowne. We started from halftime at a 1-0 score as this one played into the box and cleared away only as far as Dembele. Dembele with 1, back to Dembele 2. Torres keeping it alive. Danso trying to clear. Kalp, does he try the spectacular? Clears some space for himself. But those tight lines of Lansdowne make it so difficult to get a shot away from that area. Here's a Doxa player went over. Not quite sure who, but that's going to be called for a corner. Doxa have really grown into this game. In the first 10 or 15 minutes or so, it was all Lansdowne. Ensuing corner, low, driven in. Not quite good enough to get past the first man. And Yonkers are going to guide it out of play. We're going to have another substitution here. Waiting to see who comes off for Lansdowne. I believe it's Carlisle Smart. Another player who came in, Lucas Haka, James Boot. Trying to figure out if that's Youssef Afif out there on the wing. Excellent stop by Rodon. Headed forward by Doxa. Doxa with numbers forward here, but Lansdowne have a lot on defense already. Lansdowne with Danso. Kalp had a touch there, but wasn't able to come away with the ball. Here's Lansdowne in transition. Lansdowne, I believe that's Ethan Homer who came on. There's an excellent touch for Lansdowne. Can they make something of the shot here? No. Just wide. Well, Doxa opened up in as little as 2 or 3 passes there. And Lansdowne could have hammered the nails into the coffin with that one. Here's Barabbas. Sends it long in the direction of Cabrera. Flicked on by Navruz. Torres had a touch, but it's taken away by Lansdowne. Driving forward here. Doxa come back the other way, looking for Dembele. Dan DeMarco happy to take his time as we approach the 80th minute here. Lansdowne still looking for the goal that's going to seal this. Lansdowne with space here. Taken away by Milarat. Milarat coming the other way. Milarat sprinting all the way up the field if Doxa can find him. Played on the area here, going for the shot. Good defensive header from Lansdowne there. And it's Dembele on the byline who sends it in. Not quite sure who he was looking for there, but he's got Omar Torres, but Lansdowne are going to come away with this too. Lansdowne, it's just about a 3-on-3. Cut out by Robert Cabrera. Joey looking for Rodon. Rodon wants it sent forward, and it is sent forward by Rosales. Here's Doxa again, all the way on that far side with some space for a cross. Comes in, but only meets the defensive head of Baladanso. Here's Miller at edge of the area. Miller at looking to drive in. Shot is saved. Well, it looked like it was going wide, but it did need to be tipped just to be safe. And it'll be another corner for Doxa. We're getting another substitution here. Doxa. I believe that's Freddie Rosales is coming out. I'll have to look and see who comes in. In the meantime, this ensuing corner. I think that might be Jordan May. Corner comes in, headed away. Doxa all the way back to Barbas. Barbas, does he send it long here? He does. Well, one goalkeeper to another. As DeMarco picks it up and he's gonna dribble away a little bit. Interesting plays right to Pucci, who's right there where the Doxa attackers already were. Ball played back to Baladanzo. Danzo's gonna drive it forward here. Doxa pressing with everything they've got at this point. As we're under 10 minutes to play. Dangerous ball back, but DeMarco does a good job to clear. Pucci. Ferrer has it taken off of him. A little too casual there from the Lansdowne captain. Dembele. Dembele looking for options. Drives it forward. Back to Dembele. Really not the position you want Dembele picking the ball up, but he's doing well to ride a challenge, clear into midfield, and that is going to be a free kick for Doxa. Well, of all the places for Dembele to pick the ball up, you would think out on the wing might not be the most ideal when you're looking for a goal, but he did an excellent job there to come back around, try and clear space for a shot, and ultimately win the free kick. And now we wait and see who's going to step up and take this for Doxa. Can anyone channel their inner Declan Rice? It's Robert Cabrera that looks to be stepping up as Lansdowne set up the wall here. It's Cabrera and Torres. Cabrera saved by DeMarco. Needed to be saved. Was looking for that top corner. It looked like it was on target. Just about 5 minutes remaining here in this one. Doxa pressing forward, looking for a goal. Here's Lansdowne coming the other way. On the far side, driving forward. And is that going to be a card? It is. Milarat fell down. And then when he got back up, he was beat. So he had no choice but to make the very literal tackle. We're going to get another substitution. We are. It's Ali Dawa, whose night is done here.
Andrew Souza, former New England Revolution player.
Who's that?
Andrew Souza used to play for the Revolution.
And he's replaced by Andrew Sosa, former New England Revolution player.
Spent many years in the Iceland Premier League.
Also spent many years in the Icelandic Premier League. Any idea which team, Pat? I have actually spent some time with the Icelandic Premier League, so that is pretty funny. KR Reykjavik, Valor.
Yeah, you said you loved it, I think.
Could have been any of them. But he enters the match here as Lansdowne look to close this one out. Ensuing free kick. Clipped in and saved. And cleared away. Well, a good save there from Barabbas. And cleared away by Milorad, who conceded the free kick. Comes to his team's aid. Lansdowne content to take their time here, up 2-1 with just a few minutes remaining. Had quite a few substitutions and quite a few goals. So we're not sure what added time is going to look like. But it's certainly do or die at this point for Doxa. Still sitting in 11th place, looking for anything that will take them out of potentially playing a relegation playoff. Here's Doxa playing a dangerous game, and that's going to be a throw-in for Lansdowne. Lansdowne again just content to take their time. This one played down the line. Can't quite tell from this angle who that came off of, but it's going to be another Lansdowne throw-in. And I guess the strategy at this point is just take it to the corner flag and, well, let Doxa do their thing. And this time it'll be a Doxa throw. Doxa have to hurry a little bit here as we approach the 88th minute. And one came off of two Lansdowne players, and now Lansdowne hits the deck and it'll be a free kick. Well, temper's just starting to boil over a little bit. I think we're going to have one more. Is it one more substitution here for Lansdowne? Yes, we are going to have one more substitution for Lansdowne. We'll figure out the number on the back of the jersey there. Interestingly, all of the subs were numbered in order: 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, and 26. Coach said that's a complete coincidence, but feels like a weird scoregami. This one's on the edge of the area for Lansdowne. Shepherded away by Doxa, who have to move quickly if they want to find an equalizer. Barabbas telling everybody to go long. He's got less than a minute left in normal time. Cabrera trying to go long over everybody. Here's Pucci. Tried to hit Dembele, but very literally hit Dembele, and it goes out. Four minutes of added time. Thank you, Paulo Primavera. Here's Rodon. Cabrera headed away. Rodon again trying to get it to the other side of the pitch. There's only Lansdowne players there. Lansdowne headed for the corner again. Can they seal it here? This one slips all the way through. Lansdowne kept out by Barabbas. And that one, I believe, is going to be called back. It will be a corner. Well, referee just letting Lansdowne know that, yes, we're in added time, but all this time is going to count one way or another. Here's Doxa again. Do they have time to send everybody up forward? Well, Barbus is going to do it anyway. Only met by Lansdowne. Cabrera sends it forward. Dembele missed it. Kalp is over there. I think, trying to see who that was. Jordan May gives chase. Lansdowne player hits the deck on the far side. It's a throw-in for Lansdowne, or excuse me, a throw-in for Doxa. This is a spot they really could have used that Chris Armas long throw. And we're gonna get the long throw. Here it is. Right into the area looking for Dembele. Shot comes out, or excuse me, clearance comes out. It's gonna be in favor of Doxa. Goes to Barbas. Sent long. Milorat, Rodon, the center backs all the way up. Somebody's shin guard is on the pitch. Pucci's shin guard is off here. Is it tactical? Is it an error? Either way, it's back on. Doxa being chased here. There's a one-on-one with Barbas, but he sends it long. Cut out by Danso. Dembele brings it down, but it has taken right off of his foot immediately. Not sure how much time is left here for Doxa. Foul called in favor of Lansdowne. We're going to wait to see exactly how much of this added time we have left, as Lansdowne are content, happy. They're going to remain in second place with a win here. Still looking up at the Pan-Cyprian Freedoms and hoping that they could drop points somewhere. It would set up a pretty epic clash between those two at the end of the season. This one played long by Doxa, still looking. Kept alive. Second ball is won by Lansdowne. What's that? And Cyprian's currently up 2-0. This one cleared away. Again, not sure how much time. Referee looks at his watch. Here's Cabrera. Here's Barbas again. And Lansdowne doing an excellent job to press in this delicate situation for Doxa. And that's a Lansdowne throw. Well, Barbas and Rodon going back and forth with each other to avoid Lansdowne attackers, and they played the ball out. And now we have a Lansdowne player hit the deck. We've had all 4 minutes of added time, but once again, the referee points to his watch and says, we're going to keep going. It is, of course, his discretion. We're good. We're all right. Check of the watch. Lansdowne looking for the throw, and we are going to have a yellow card here late. Yellow card, can't quite tell for who, but we'll assume it's for time wasting. And another player hits the deck for Lansdowne. It'll be their throw-in, though. Well, Doxa not happy with the way that this game has ended so far. Haven't been able to carve out a real opportunity to equalize. And now tempers flaring between both sides. We've definitely had more than 4 minutes. Waiting here for everything to be sorted out. Here's Lansdowne. It's the throw. They're going to go back. Doxa are going to look one more time. Cabrera doing his best. And that one's going to be a foul for Doxa and another yellow card. We had none in the first half. And I've lost count of how many we have now. Muellerat. Right back to Lansdowne. Check of the watch from the referee. And there you have it. Lansdowne Yonkers are victorious over Doxa, 2-1. Goals in the second half came from Kyle Galloway to give Yonkers their 2-1 lead, but not before Murat Kalp from the edge of the area, long range, was able to sink one in for Doxa. For Doxa, it's back to the drawing board. Another big game on Sunday. Still in 11th place and still doing their best to avoid a relegation fight or a relegation playoff of any kind. And for Lansdowne, some tempers flaring here. Uh-oh, Pat's back at the camera. Well, I gotta say, I don't know exactly who it was that said something first, but nobody over there is happy. See if they can separate.
It's the most expensive security camera you can have in a
Yeah, that says it's the most expensive security camera you could have.
Can you imagine seeing bar fights with this thing? Like, it probably helped us pay off some of these games.
All right, well, it looks like they have the benches separated at this point, for the most part. These guys all have to share a bathroom in about 5 minutes, so we'll see how that goes. But as I was saying, for Doxa, it's back to the drawing board. Another big game on Sunday. More questions than answers tonight, perhaps, as they look for a win in the spring season and look to avoid a relegation fight at the bottom of the table. For Lansdowne, it's looking up at New York Pan-Cyprian Freedoms, who were winning as of a moment ago. 2-0, I believe, was the scoreline. And they are going to keep chasing Pan-Cyprian. 2-0 over. Yeah, it is New York Pan-Cyprian Freedoms 2, Central Park Rangers 0 in stoppage time over there. So Lansdowne will keep chasing Pan-Cyprian Freedoms and hope to set up an epic clash at the end of the spring season.
The season.
What? The season.
Yeah, there's no spring season.
The season. Forgive me. We are in the spring, and spring is the season.
No, spring leg of the season.
Spring leg of the season.
We'll see what.
This is why I'm grateful to have Pat Murphy here with me. Our executive producer, our director, president, Patrick Murphy, is going to help me sign off here. From Tibbetts Brook Park in Yonkers, New York, I am David Einhorn, along with the immortal, the amazing, the incredible, the birthday boy, Patrick Murphy. We are signing off from New Logical Sports Plus, where our final score tonight, Lansdowne Yonkers 2, Doxa 1. Thank you very much for joining us. Please check our social media for our next broadcast. We hope to see you there. Good night, everybody.